Hi, I'm David with Bristol Snow and Landscaping, and I'm going to do a demonstration on using a strap bucket with salt to be able to salt a sidewalk. So one of the main things that we do for commercial and multifamily properties, you got to put down salt on all of the sidewalks. So we do have machines like the Snow Raider. They have a drop spreader. That's really helpful. But there are still a lot of places such as stairs, porches, and even a lot of sidewalks where it's not that big, where we're still going to be using a bucket of salt. Now, we have this one that we made based off of a text description from a friend of mine from about 5 years ago, 6 years ago. So we just made our own with some straps. There's now a commercial company that manufactures something that's sort of like this. But we use salt buckets for putting all our salt in. Each one's going to weigh somewhere in the 75 to 80 pounds each, so they're very heavy. With the salt bucket, it's better to go with about a half full bucket and then take a full bucket and just dump half of it in to fill it up. Otherwise, it's quite heavy. Unless you're on an enormous property, then you really don't need that much salt. So with the strap bucket, I have it here over my left arm, and so the goal of the bucket is the strap is going to take the weight so that you can use your hands for spreading the salt. Then I'm going to bring some salt forward like this, and I'm going to use the back of my hand. And if you want to zoom in on this, you can use the back of your hand and fling out the salt. And the goal on this is you actually want it to go a distance so it'll spread out a little more. And you can walk and then just throw out the salt like this as you're going. So let me swing around this way, be able to demonstrate this going forward. And so just like that, we have a nice even pattern that covers our area, and we have some extra snow, residual snow here. So it's going to help this. So let me walk forward, and you can walk quite quickly while you're throwing salt. And you can see this here in action. So won't take very long, and you have the whole sidewalk done. Now let's talk about stairs. Here's some more sidewalk here. So just with one motion, I can comfortably salt that. You see all the particles here. That's going to prevent a lot of snow and things there. Now, if we have stairs like this, the hard thing is somebody's got to get up the stairs. But once you get there, it's easier to salt going down the stairs than it is to salt trying to throw the salt upward. So some stairs are wooden and they have slats that are open. So as you go to throw the salt upward, most of the salt goes through, does not end on the stairs. So in this case, I'm going to climb the stairs like this, and then I'm going to turn and I'll throw our salt. It's a little bit too much there, but I'll throw our salt coming down. And that way you can get most of the stairs in just even a single motion. So with this, with a little bit of practice, you can just salt right down. You can about as fast as you can walk. You just throw that salt in the target area. I try to aim for about 5 feet out in front of me as I'm walking, and that gives the salt enough time to spread, for the pattern to spread open, so you can get the whole sidewalk and do a good job.